took the dead cherry tree down from, and originally she asked me to just cut the kind of hedges, but after I'd done the tree, she asked me if I'd cut everything back in the garden for her. So here we go. Sorry about some of the footage. The sky was very bright and then the sun came out. Always the way. I spent most of the day with the sun in my eyes on this one. You never get it on your back, lovely warm, do you? So. And there's two weapons of choice. Keeping one short and one long. Purely just saying we keep changing heads over all the time. Also, on this video you'll see at least 3 unexpected things I nearly hit, which I didn't know were there, and were sort of fairly well hidden in the garden. But you know, chances are most of you have been there, seen it, done it as well. So, but these things always just crop up and catch you by surprise. And there's the first one in this particular bush. Nice big metal stake. You always, I don't know why, you always find metal stakes in everything, hedges, shrubs. This one was sort of quite well hidden. Luckily I just missed it. And the next bit I had to do was this wisteria. It seems to be my year for wisteria this year. I seem to get them all. And this one's a really tangly old one. I could have cut it in secateurs. It took forever though. So I went over with a hedge cutter basically. Took all them long tendrils off. Did my best to not cut any sort of main stems. And there it is after it's done. Again, I did film it, but you couldn't see anything. The sun was directly on the camera again. But this garden is actually also a pretty good example of the amount of obstacles you can come across in gardens as well. For instance, this here, the conifer hedges on the 2 sides are actually the neighbours' hedges. So all I did was the face of them and the top edge. But what you can't see is the border is actually about 8-10 foot deep here, and it's nothing but periwinkle. So I was going to sheet it up, but then I couldn't. I think I would have squashed the periwinkle so much, so I didn't bother sheeting, and I just kept my feet in the same spots, so sort of minimised the damage, and just had to very gently try and rake stuff out. As I say, there's so much footage of this, but I just couldn't use it. I had to edit it out because of the sun. But again, as you can see, the kind of a hedge, the top hasn't been done properly for a long time. But that's the neighbour's problem, not mine. I just tried to straighten out that leading edge really. So. This was actually Wednesday. I did this one. It was probably about the best day of the week, as I think most of us know that the weather's been pretty rubbish in general, really. But saying that, actually Monday morning I actually cut 2 lawns. But then Monday afternoon it threw it down with rain and hailstones and everything. So it's the weather's very much up and down at the moment, very. I think next week at the moment they're saying dry Monday here, but I know then they're saying actually it's wet all day Tuesday onwards at the moment, so which wants some dry weather really, because the regular maintenance work is going to, I've already had phone calls and it's going to start soon, but I still want a couple more weeks just to get some one-offs finished. Otherwise, there's not going to be enough days in the week. Again, this spot here, I just couldn't see anything with the sun. Right, this is another bit I discovered. Lucky I didn't hit. I was cutting the ivy back off these bits of fence panels, and just missed that. I mean, fortunately I weren't cutting it hard back, I was just cutting the overhanging stuff down, and that was well and truly hidden in as well. So at this point I'd go up to that corner, so with the wisteria and all the bamboo I cut in here, and the red robin, I did a skirt lift on that as well. It was quite a heap of rubbish, so I thought I'd have a break from the hedge cutter and get that heap chipped up out of the way. The joy of putting wisteria through the chipper, it's a bugger, it really is. I found actually I've seen getting very experienced with wisteria in the chipper now. You tend to push it in and just twist it, and it seems to go through the chipper a lot better than just trying to ram it in, sort of thing. So. Right, I'm up to a decking now, and they put the decking right up to the boundary for some reason. So sort of the bit of hedge behind is hawthorn and ivy mostly, and it's more or less coming through. You see, it's coming through the spindles on the decking there. I did put the visor down and then put it back up again because I couldn't see a bloody thing. The sun was straight on my face. But again, you're seeing a bit another unexpected hazard, shall we say. Problem is, when you're doing like cutbacks like this, things have grown over time, and you find that people who've been in before you and cut stuff back have perhaps not cut back as hard, and things over time do get hidden, or dead leaves build up on things, and it is hard sometimes. And at this point I've just spotted something else. So, because what I see in that corner, and I couldn't see exactly where it was, I actually trimmed the rest of that bottom off with secateurs, and you'll see what it is in a minute. There's the water pipe for that tap, I'm assuming, but I couldn't see it from above, and there's an electric box with a wire, which I'm not sure what that's for. It's not a pump for the oil tank, because that's gravity fed, so I don't know, but lucky I see him. And this is another awkward part of the garden, as I'm sort of over the top of the oil tank, which isn't roughly where you want to be with a hedge cutter. So I skimmed it, and then I actually managed to squeeze around, and I cut the corner off near the tank with my secateurs. I didn't want to take any chances for that. And now we're on the other side now. And again, you can see how close they put this deck into that hedge. I managed to cut the hedge back sort of 1.5 inches away from that top rail, just to keep the damp off it, because it'll rot it out eventually if you don't. This is one of them examples where that articulating head comes in really useful. Basically, I couldn't get the machine down the back of that top rail. As I was saying, it just weren't a big enough gap. And so I was sort of trying to be careful of them spindles and just, as you see, just sort of sweep it across behind. And again, you just got to be very careful not to catch them spindles with the blade, really. And actually did it quite well like this. Right, I'm obviously past the decking now, and the next bit of column. This was actually quite nice to do because I was now in the open, away from all them borders and obstacles. Because there was one part, you didn't see it obviously, it was like an old fish pond that had been filled in, but they'd put like cobbles and some granite stones on, and that was quite wide, but I needed to I had to sheet all that up as well. And once it's, because it's stones and cobbles and it's sheeted, you weren't quite sure on your footing, so that was a bit awkward as well. But I've sheeted up through this bit as well, because in that corner there's Cotoneaster, and we all know what a bugger that is to get the conifer out of, so that was all sheeted up as well. On the ladder now, obviously, I could have just slapped extension in the edge cutter, but the ladder was out and it just saved me walking to the van. So the lady was pleased with what I did at the back, and she asked me if I'd do all the front as well now. So which is, it'll be a day in the front, easy, no problem. So I think I'm back there end of next week. So all we need now is the weather to be kind to us, or well, certainly be dry anyway, which would be nice. And there it is, all done. I'm sorry the sort of after shot isn't as good as it could be, but as we all know, sometimes a little bit awkward. So the sky was bright as well, so but everything's trimmed. The skirt lift I did on the Red Robin. Basically, I trimmed virtually everything. Thank you for watching, and hope it was of interest. Thank you.